Stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, yeah, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipes. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding. We pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but
meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood.
Wolf, the violent one. He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common.
Black skin, white mask. Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is, we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. And still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, yeah, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipes. Weight of the world on my shoulders, all the pressures in life still tightly holding. We pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers, but the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fold, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
we are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter, but never took a moment to help? Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else. But it's 10 times harder for me, and they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a mill. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscious don't sell. Knowledge brings height to an elf. Went from sitting on thrones to a cell. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders. All the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Poor libation for all of the fallen soldiers. But the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to
blessed love, people, blessed love, blessed love. The technical difficulties are crazy tonight. I've had to switch machines because Baby Miracle drained my laptop to nothing and it just cut out in the middle of the intro. Thanks for that, babe. I've just been drained my laptop. Blessed love, family, blessed love, blessed love. And yeah, it just kept tripping out. Technical difficulty. And the one time that I've managed to sort out the intro and get it on MP3 and have it and all the rest of it, and you've got technical.
Can't keep me scared. Real talk.
Down my laptop. So I apologise for that. Blessed love, all the mods are in here. Welcome to This Time Is Up. And we are going to go. It's been a week, ain't it? It's been a hell of a week. Let me see if my mods are in. Let me see you guys. Can I put one mod? There's a whole heap of comments just rolling. We're gonna outro with that because I was quite proud of my little technical thing. You know me and the technology guys, it's not always the best. And I was actually quite proud of myself for getting that together at last after about 2 years. Or however long it is. Is the music still playing? Oh my god, no way. Alright, it doesn't appear to be playing on this end. Jesus Christ. Can you guys hear me?
Hate when he says, I'm not gonna let the wolf eat
me. No.
If the wolf comes in here,
see what I mean?
Next time he comes
in here, right?
I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my
Alright, let's just hear the tune.
Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. And still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place that don't cherish me. And they wonder why we all need therapy. Pre the energy, yeah, just another nigga to Penelope. And they don't get it how we bottom of the barrel and still drip sauce on the world, no recipe. Weight of the world on my shoulders. All the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers. But the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken. Never gonna fold, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit. Don't you know we all been chosen.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Forgive me if you don't understand. Sorry, I'm just misunderstood. Punished if I try to take a stand. Meanwhile, my friends dying in the hood. And you can say that we're killing ourselves, but truth is they're killing us still. How you saying Black Lives Matter, but never took a moment to help. Just a trend that you post for yourself. And yeah, it takes a toll on my health, cause I want wealth like everyone else. But it's 10 times harder for me. And they wonder why my brothers put food on a scale. Yeah, when I die, I'll see heaven, that's real. Cause we already living in hell. Wish I could share all the pain I felt. Oh well, I guess I won't speak till my scars do heal. I just wanna be black with a mill. Yeah, that's for every time I had no meals. Cause my mother couldn't keep up the bills. With a handful of kids, no home, just a cell. And I don't care if conscious don't sell. Knowledge brings height to an elf. Went from sitting on thrones to a cell. Been blessed, man, it wasn't by chance we fell. Weight of the world on my shoulders. All the pressures in life still tightly holding me. Pour libation for all of the fallen soldiers. But the pain still goes unspoken. They want us to stay broken, never gonna fold, fuck folding. I see my people lost hope, shit, don't you know we all been chosen.
Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Right, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. That was a crazy bumpy start, but you know we do have them. His time is up, family. Blessed love for all the regulars, and blessed love for quite a few others that have joined, maybe for the first time. No, it's not a music thing, Barry Laws. It's our intro, and it's courtesy of, oh Lord, can you guys hear me? It's courtesy of my daughter, and it's called No Justice. It's a wonderful track. And it's also very apt tonight, actually, my guys, because I've been catching up today on the page on Instagram, because that's how we do it. For those of you that are not aware of this platform or are joining for the first time, what we do is we feature a case or a person on Instagram. And we don't really make too much do you know what, guys? I would say who the artist is, but I don't want. We've got some very nasty trolls that are made up mainly of perpetrators and paedophiles at the moment, and those who enable them. I call them Autumn. They are called the Afua University of Troll Misinformation. We'll talk about them in a minute, a little bit. But if I say who the track is, they're probably going to text set on my little girl who's 24. But you know, I don't want them to do that because they're evil. And they really feel that they've got legs at the moment, but they haven't. A lot of people are getting information for them that is total misinformation. They think they're onto a scoop. They're chasing ghosts because I made it that way. And they're really gassed about that, actually. So it's really interesting. But tonight, we're kind of going back to our roots a little bit tonight. We've been featuring a lot of domestic violence, of relationship issues, the violations that go on within those realms. And we started this platform calling out historic sexual abuse in the Black community. Okay. Thank you, Miss Els. She's very talented. I'm very proud of her. Maybe if you DM me, I'll give it to you privately at Afua69 on Instagram. I'll give that to you privately. Because I'll tell you one thing, if they ever start text set on my pick with them, which they kind of tried to start last week, but we'll get into that in a second. Not your Uncle Ruckus. So you in another country, you're saying good afternoon. I'm taking it that you're from abroad because it's nighttime here. We're going back to our roots. We started this thing calling out historic sexual abuse in the Black community. And we are now going into our 4th year doing this. This started in earnest while I was living in Tanzania during lockdown. We called out a notorious, disgusting piece of work called Vincent Rat of Brixton, who terrorized the community for such a long time. And the heinous crimes are just too numerous to mention. And we started there. That's where we started. And what happened then was, it was one video put on the internet by my daughter, really, because I didn't know how to use Instagram at the time. And this daughter that's singing, because she was in Tanzania with me, and just said, "I'll put it up on there, Mum." You know, she made an account for me a kind of year or two before. I had one picture on it, and we put it up, and it went crazy. And from that day till this, what we have are mainly sisters. We have had a few brothers, but mainly sisters coming to me in my DMs with stories of what they have been through at the hands of our own people. And usually it's been Black women talking about the treatment that they've received from Black men. Majority is women that were sexually abused as young people, as children, within the family, and also within the community, from members of the community, whether that was a gang situation or individually. Oh, there you go. Thanks for that, Kieran. I wish you hadn't done that, but anyway, never mind, Kiki. It is what it is. You know, why shouldn't her music be showcased? But anyway, the point is Is that better, guys? Can you actually hear me now? It's so crazy. Do you know what? I've noticed whenever we have people that are kind of well known, these kind of things happen. It's very strange. Very, very strange. I think it's happened a few times, hasn't it not? Has it not? Yes, I think it has. Let's hope this one holds out. Blame baby Afua tonight, guys, because this laptop should have been charged, this one, and it's totally drained. So I'm hoping it's going to last out. The other one is just crazy. Remember the old laptop? I don't know if you heard a single word that I said before it froze, but I'm trying to work between the two laptops. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Now, the point that I was trying to make, I think that I picked up at the point where I was saying, we started off calling out people that had abused young girls in the Black community, where Black women did not have a voice for this. You know, they are often upstanding members of the community. We have seen it here time and time and time and time again, where they are upstanding members of the community. Now, at this juncture, what we are talking about are alleged accusations. That's what we're talking about. But we've seen this pattern before, my people. Those of you that have been on this journey, we have seen this pattern before. You get people just crowding the story, crowding up on the Instagram, going crazy, defending somebody, when actually nobody knows when a perp or a pedophile is doing their thing. The only person who really knows is the victim, for the most part. You know, let's just get that out front before we even start this story here tonight. Because the other thing as well, you see the level of backlash and vitriol that has come on the back of this, and that nasty little enabling troll page that is causing sisters to not want to come on, people, witnesses to not want to come on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know what? FUCK to anybody else that is thinking that they can come on here and again, enable perpetrators, pedophiles. We've had enough of that in this community. We've had enough of it in the community. That's what we've had enough of. The fact that you people will victim blame, you people will tear down the messenger, you people will enable the pedophiles, the perpetrators, and the predators. You enable them. Our Black community. And you're a paedophile yourself, Claire Kennedy. If you wasn't, you would show your disgusting little face and you would tell us who you are. But you come behind the shadows. That's what you do. And that's all you do. You have nothing. No testimony, no witness statements, nothing except what you say and what you think you found. You're an idiot. So everybody ignore that Claire Kennedy person, because all they're doing, that is an actual paedophile. I can tell you that for nothing. It is a paedophile. Don't listen to a word they've got to say. It's proven. We know who they are. And like I said last week, before they tried to take my live down, and again, we don't care if you take the live down. Why? Because thousands of people have seen it already, screen recorded it, shared it, WhatsApp groups, the lot. We don't care. So take it down. I never tried to upload them. Although this time I might, because my older daughter was on that one and I'd quite like her to be out there. You know, anyway, let's get into it tonight, because I just need you guys to understand we need to stop swearing for people. That's what we need to stop doing. Now, at the end of the day, I've been approached in the first instance, certainly not by somebody called Claire Kennedy. Your facts are rubbish. So you're chatting rubbish. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah. You will not see me in court on the 31st because I've not been summoned to the court. Okay. And you're not going to, listen, if this person continues with their foolishness, guys, time them out, but do not block them. Because actually, I just want to gather evidence. Fire their musmus tail on a tinker cool breeze. It's as simple as that. We are fed up as sisters, as Black women that have vanguarded Black men our entire lives, okay? Whether, it doesn't matter what they do, we stick by you. But the stuff that goes on with the negative Black men in our community, because we know we've got some beautiful, wonderful brothers who support us, who have been on this platform supporting us. Some of them have shared their stories about things that have happened to them with negative sisters. And we don't mind showcasing that. That's not the issue here. The issue is the level of perpetration, yeah, that goes on. Yeah, people hiding behind fake profiles when they know what they've done. Yeah. If they were real, they would front it. They would come with their chest. And some of them do try that, but they always fall down when they try to come with their chest on this platform. Now, we did we did try to contact our subject tonight. And for those of you that haven't got Instagram or don't know or haven't seen Facebook and you only join these lives, then who we are talking about tonight is this individual here, Michael, aka Wasifa Brown. Now he's put up a statement today that sounds a little bit like it isn't really informed by legal advice, but anyway, let's get into that. And the statement says, clear denial. I am aware. Gosh, this is so small. You guys read that for yourself because I can't even see it right now on my screen properly. But there it is. Take a little time out to read that. So that was the denial statement that came up. And it wasn't really a full denial, was it? It was kind of weak for me, that. But we have tried to contact that individual today. And we've not been able to do that. The phone rang out. We're hoping it was the right number. But the phone rang out and we weren't able to do that. There's been other statements as well, actually. I know that we've had one, quite a few people in support of this individual. Now, I want to just clear up something with this foolishness here, because this is a madness. This is the type of madness that this Claire Kennedy paedophile does, okay? It says that somebody called Naomi Donald from Birmingham, this person, Colin Chandon, is claiming that somebody called Naomi Donald from Birmingham, Claire Kennedy asserts that she is where we got the information from. Do you know, listen, even if that was the case, and I can assure you it most certainly is not, if that person wanted to remain anonymous, yeah, Claire Kennedy, and you say that you stand for the community and you're trying to protect them and tell everybody how damaging I am, how damaging are you? This is the second time that you've exposed a victim or a potential one, because I'm telling you now, I don't care who you spoke to. Naomi is a liar. If Naomi is saying that, I don't care who you spoke to. I am telling you now, on the heads and the lives of my children, I have never spoken to anybody called Naomi Donald, because you get your shit straight and you do not get your shit straight. Ain't I supposed to be in Jamaica visiting my mum who lives there? My mum's been back for years since my father died and she remarried. So you're chatting rubbish, and stop putting women at risk. That's the first thing that you need to stop doing. You know what? Block them. I've had enough of them. They chat rubbish. In fact, before you block them, mods, hold out, because I want to show you guys a picture of mummy. For those of you that know my story and know my struggles and what I've been through, and know that I was estranged from my mother because of what I'd been through, not at her hands necessarily, but certainly at the hands of men that she entertained while my father was at work. You guys know the story, okay? Now, I've made, this is what forgiveness looks like. Do you understand? This is what we should all be heading towards at the end of the day. Now, my mum's getting up in age, and there's certain things that you just have to let go sometimes. But my mum's my mum, and nobody can't chat to me about my mum, you know? I'm my mum's favourite. That's probably why we're quite alike, and why we probably haven't got along over the years. There's a lot of reasons. But there's me and my mummy just a few weeks ago. Now, if I'm in Jamaica with that lady there, I want to know how comes it is we ain't sweating hot. You lot are idiots. You're a fool, Claire Kennedy. And your name's not Claire Kennedy. Your name is Pedo. And that's what you're doing. You must stop, because this Naomi Donald person, I've got nothing to do with them. And I can tell you here, I would not swear on the heads of my children if it was not the case. I can tell you here, it's not what you think it is. Birmingham is talking. That's what's going on. Birmingham is talking. And I can tell you here and now, okay, there's nobody called Naomi Donald. Right. You may well have been on the show previously, Naomi. And why are you talking to these trolls anyway? But you certainly haven't spoken to me about Wasifa. So thank you for that, Naomi. So what the hell are these people talking about? Let's just clear that out of the way, because I do not want the wrong person implicated. I really, really don't. All right. But what's happened now because of this, the fact that they've named you Naomi, right? It means that whoever was going to come on tonight ain't coming, because they fear And because also I'm told that this individual, their son has links to the Johnnies, the Johnsons. You know, for me in London and my age group, it doesn't really mean a lot to me. But I am sensitive to the fact that that means a lot to people in Birmingham, and that it is very, very Naomi Donald in the chat. Thank you, Gregory. That is a very, very dangerous situation. You know, we saw a similar thing with Vincent Ratt. His sons were connected to gang members down in Brixton, the 28s and whatever. This is what we were told. That's why so many people were so afraid to come out. We've got to stop allowing ourselves to be terrorized. But that's okay for me to say. I don't live in Birmingham. I'm not party to the carnage that those people cause in their own communities. And I believe one of his sons was actually murdered in the pursuit of whatever gang life he was living. R.I.P. And I would never make light of that. You know, I can't imagine as a parent what it is to lose a child. That is just awful. You understand? But I do understand the connections. I'm understanding those women that don't want to come on, those people that don't want to come on, actually, because it isn't just women. It isn't. It is Birmingham that has been talking to me. Yeah, that's what's going on. Now, before we get into it fully, I'm going to kind of introduce this brother here to a few people, because a lot of people haven't heard of this guy. Certainly the Londoners of a certain age have not heard of him. The link will go out, Naomi, so jump on again if you feel you need to. Oh, thank you. Thank you, mods. I just seen a message. Jump on afterwards, because we're going to put out the link pretty quickly. And you can jump on if you want, but I don't know, clear up this madness, because you certainly did not speak to us. Not at all. A lot of people have, but you have not. And I've got DMs as well from other individuals. Now, I'm standing in the gap tonight, and I have not done that in a long time. I have not done that. Normally, we got our witnesses coming on. We show part of the evidence. We keep the other part that we're hoping will get to a police case. And that's the way that we do things. I don't think since, well, certainly a long time on YouTube, but in Instagram days, I always stood in the gap, because those people we were dealing with were highly dangerous people. And a lot of the time, even when some women did want to come on, I'd say, nah, it's not a good idea. Yeah. But I'm tired. It's nearly 4 years, and I don't always enjoy the bashing when I do stand in the gap. But here we are. Here we are. So I'm going to introduce you guys to this individual. It's a little clip that I was sent. Hold on a second, guys. It's a little clip that I was sent. And yeah, I think it's a nice introduction. But we'll watch that, and then we'll start to break things down just a little. Okay? We'll start to do that. And then we'll get into what we do know and what is only alleged, because that's what it is. And now, listen, let me tell you lot something. You will not get material evidence in historic sexual abuse cases. Where is the CCTV going to come from? Huh? Where is the DNA going to come from? Where is it going to come from in historic sexual abuse cases? The only thing that you can rely on are either distinguishing marks, and that's very rare. Did he have a wart on his penis that 5-year-old or whoever could never have seen, or that 14-year-old or whatever could never have seen unless it was showed to them? Yeah, those are the things. Corroboration is what decides these cases. Are there enough people saying that are unconnected, that do not know each other, that have not collaborated, because that's what you need to establish, okay, that have not collaborated and are all saying the same thing about the same man? That is what wins these cases. We've seen it time again with P. Diddy, with Epstein, with, it doesn't matter who you care to mention. Jimmy Savile, you know. Now, I'm told that there is a man in Birmingham, a historic case of a man that was sexually abusing young boys. Now, sister that shared that story with me, can you send me the name of that guy again on WhatsApp, please? Because I actually can't remember his name, sis. If you're watching. And if anybody in Birmingham remembers a guy who was upstanding in the community, I think he might have been a pastor or something like that. I'll get his name in a minute. But the point I want to make about that is to Birmingham, was he not proven that it was true? And nobody believed it because one of his victims was best friends with him. and had made him best man at his wedding. The sooner that we educate ourselves, okay, the sooner that, Colin Mills, if you ain't patient and you're new to this platform, then either be patient or log off, because we do our thing a certain kind of way, all right? So with all respect, thank you for calling me Miss Rose, but with all due respect, Colin Mills, just be patient, all right? I will make my point. Now, at the end of the day, we need to understand that we need to understand what victims go through. We need to understand what Stockholm Syndrome is. We need to understand how pedophiles and perpetrators work, how manipulative they are, because I'm told that this person is a master when it comes on to manipulation. And that's what we see every time. The people that are most fiercely defended are the highest manipulators, okay? So of course it's alleged. How can it not be alleged if it's not in a court of law? We always say alleged. But we know, we believe these victims. That's what it is, you know? That's what it is. So let me just get into it and introduce you guys to Michael Wassifer Brown, and then we'll kind of take it from there, okay? Right, let me share my screen. Because you do have to be of a certain age and ilk to kind of know who this guy is. Birmingham knows him very well, but not everybody does. So let's just have a look at him at play with his charm and what he does.
Here we go. So, hopefully you've all had a good little chat about the film. And so I'm sat here now with Michael Brown from Wassifer. In fact, Michael Brown, MBE. So respect on his name. All right, one of the founders, CEO, head of Wassifer Foundation and Wassifer Sound System.
And it appears that we came across very forceful and direct. Nowadays, people use it a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a lot of ignorance in there as well, you know. When you go back to Africa, when you be going to huts, like the cities, right?
You know, so well not to contain it back in the day.
Yeah.
So I remember this and think that's kind of where, not saying, if we interview Wassifer back then, it was slightly bit different, but I can understand a lot of the concepts from the brothers and sisters.
Okay, so that nicely sets the context for where we're going to go now. So we're thinking way back to the 70s, slightly before perhaps at that time, because I think we were like in the early 80s,
That
right?
was 81.
Yeah, right. So Wassifer began in 1972.
Correct.
How did that come about? So there was you, Jamai, and Jawed.
Yeah, my brother Jawed, Jamai, and Errol, Big T, Big John, not DJ Big John, and Motor Big John. We all went to school, or we went to church together, and we were 11. Like I was 11, born in July, so I was one of the younger ones. Errol was also born in July. So it's the year we started secondary school. Yeah.
So you would have been, what, 10, 11?
No, 11, and so was 12.
Yeah.
We all was in the same year apart. My brother, who was in 2 years ago, he was 13.
That's young.
Yeah, that's how life was back in the day.
So were you, so you were 11 years old, you were like, you know what, let's just start a sound. What were you hearing people? Were you going to dances? Like, what was that?
As I said, like the film, a lot of things started back in the 60s, 70s. Yeah. So what happened, basically, if you look at all the singers, like from Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac, Bob Marley, they all started when they was at either junior school and also secondary school, because that was what it was, you know. So when we took up the sound system cultures, because my parents came from Jamaica with that culture, you know, and all of us just grew together. A lot of us went to church and scouts and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, school, and that was learning us our education about ourselves to think positively. So it was coming with the music from Jamaica that was teaching us all these things and telling us to look at Africa, look towards Africa. We had like, look at Malcolm X, we were towards that Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie, that's all right. And these are the things that was telling us of positiveness about our people. Television, Tarzan, for example. I'm just going to use Tarzan, for example. So I know a lot of people love Tarzan, but you see him might beat up 100 black men. You must say that now, really, you know? So I'm just saying that to make you understand what we was actually watching. And in the schools, they were saying that we were slaves. We was never slaves, it was people that was enslaved, which is slightly different. So these are the things that we was learning as culture from the age of, well, even before that, 7, 8, 9, coming up. Right? So it's slightly different to the young people now, even teenagers, all of those live on the phone, not really research.
I'm going to play all of that. You guys want to see that? It's available on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it. But I thought it was a good introduction to those that don't know this individual. Okay. So nowadays, if what is being said is true, because as we say, we don't know for sure, because we do know for sure. Let me just stay true to his time is up. We believe the victims. So much people can't be talking the same thing and it isn't true. Yeah. So when you get on to where it is now, the justice system fails us. Perpetrators are upheld in the community, as we've seen there, as upstanding members of the community. This has happened time and time again. That's what's going on here, in my opinion. Okay, that is what's going on here. Now, we heard from somebody who was 15 when this individual was somewhere in their 30s, I do believe. Yep, in their 30s. Or 40s, in fact, were in their 40s, and that person was without, you see, if I say too much of this story, and this is what the individual is very afraid of, then it's going to reveal who they are. So what we've got is a person who's in a position of power, namely Michael Brown, and somebody who was a subordinate, let's call it that, and who was 15 years old, almost 16 at the time. Who had an affair with this individual when they were in another relationship. That's the first thing. So that's a 15-year-old. There's another person who says they were just short of their 15th birthday when they were dealing with this individual as well, covertly. Because what is this person going to do? Talk the kind of things that we've seen there and then have little girls on their arm. But they do have access to young people, and their position at that particular college, I think it's South Birmingham College that this individual is a lecturer at. That's another thing that's questionable. But I kind of want to get back to the Wasifa thing before I get to the main crux of what I'm saying tonight. There's an article in The Voice. It's been in The Voice. And I can't find it in the archives at the moment, but some of you may remember it, where his position in Wasifa was challenged by individuals who say that actually he's a complete charlatan. He wasn't the person who started the sound. He stole the sound. Now, Birmingham people may, South and City College, okay. South Birmingham College, right. Wow, you know, that is scary from the things that we've seen and heard. That is extremely scary. But I'm going to ask one salient question tonight. And I'd like Michael Brown himself to answer it. Before I even get to that, actually, you know what we notice? What we notice with certain people that we put up, you see when there's an absence of their inner circle defending them, that is very telling for us. Like, you're in a whole sound. And we was saying today, I was speaking to one of the team and I was saying, but where are the sound man then? Like, how many sound people in this sound? I don't know. Because I just see him. And usually with something like this, we've called out like big music men in the past, certain people, you know, we could name them, but you guys know who we're talking about from Brixton or whatever. And those individuals that ran with them back in the day or whatever, they're everywhere. They're in the chats. They're up on the live. They jump on. They do whatever. And I've seen an absence of that. I'm also told that this individual has 7 children. And so far, unless we're missing something, I've only seen this post from his son today. So that's in the public domain. I'm not naming anyone that doesn't want to be named. There he is. You know, and guess what? It's your right to defend your father. You know, we haven't got any chuck with you necessarily, especially the children of certain people. We haven't got any chuck with you. It is natural to want to protect your people. But at the end of the day, I'll have to ask you, you're a grown man. Maybe you can jump on and tell me, how old was Michael Brown's baby mother, who has the initials MF? How old was she when she had the first child? Because she has 2 children for you, doesn't she, Michael? I know you're watching. She has 2 children for you. So can somebody tell me, before they start over defending tonight, yeah? Tell me how old when Michael Brown was 26, 25, 26 years old, thereabouts, okay, and had a child with a particular individual who has the initials MF, okay, sometimes MS, but actually the true initial is MF. How old was that woman, that girl, when she had his child? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, Birmingham. All the people that are defending him, can you tell me that? And at this point, I'm going to put out the link. Please jump on. I want to hear what you guys have got to say, because you know what? My hand and foot is tied tonight. You know, I was in talks with the sources on a group call yesterday, and I'm saying, boy, you lot have got to give me something that I can say. Give me something, because otherwise I'm just going to be sat here saying nothing. Don't say this, don't say that. This will leave us at risk. That will leave us at risk. And that's fine. Well, it's evidence, actually, if you check out the age, okay, of his baby mother. It's not his first baby mother, I don't believe, but it's certainly a baby mother. And she has those initials. You know, a lot of girls followed sound in my day. Certainly, I'm from that era of V Rocket and Saxon Studio and you guys, Wasifa, whatever. And a lot of girls were very taken up with Soundman back in the day. All right? Very taken up with Soundman. And it was very easy to manipulate young girls in the system. Is Birmingham going to try and tell me that that didn't go on there? No, it's not propaganda. You guys say you know him. How old was this woman? Was she 15? Because she was. In fact, she was 14 when she got pregnant. A man was way up in his 20s, headed to 30. Now, if there's no other proof of this man being a procurer of young girls, then that's proof enough for me. For me. Yeah? Anything else that's going on now, and there is stuff that's been on in more recent years with young girls, which this man has an endless supply of, then that, I really want those people to go to the police. Whether they do or they don't is down to you guys, because the terrorization that takes place, who's going to want to put themselves through that? Not everyone's like me. Not everyone's going to face the scrutiny or the backlash or whatever goes on the back of it. But what I'm trying to illustrate is that we have to stop this. Answer that question. I want someone to answer that question. I want Michael to answer that question, because if he dares to go to court with me, he will have to answer that question. And I'm waiting. I'm ready. Because all we need, Michael, is a DNA test. And when it comes onto defamation, the burden of proof is that I have to believe that what I was told was true. And I do believe it. And I will state that in a court of law, categorically. Because the first thing that I'm going to say in my defense is, can we have a DNA test of that particular, those children? And then can we just get the mother's date of birth? Because that's all I need to do in a defamation case, Michael. So you be very careful. You know the age of that child. You know that she was 14 years old, Michael Wasifa Brown. You know. So let's do it. Let's go to court. You know, big statements. We've had it all before. It's crazy. It's crazy. And what I'm trying to show you guys is it doesn't matter how upstanding they are in the community. Vincent Rat had a public face. He had a public face. You understand? And he did stuff for the community. There's lots of other people that we've called out that do exactly the same thing. It means nothing. It means nothing. You understand? I don't know what you guys thought you were going to see. It's not another Dylan Duffers, maybe it will be. Maybe some people will feel able to jump on because that's what we rely on. That's what we need. We need the witnesses to come forward. But the way you people have been going on that page, the way Claire Kennedy is chatting rubbish and naming people, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I totally get it. I totally get why they wouldn't do that. I'll piss off. You know what? Where are these idiots here now? We know you're a perp. Right, there you go. You're done, Claire Kennedy. You're banned and your comments are deleted because you're rubbish. And you're a perpetrator. We know exactly who you are. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And here we are. So let me put the link up because I need to hear from somebody that knows. I know, but I want that verified because I feel as if you guys are starting to think now, hold on. Yeah, he does have more than one baby mother. But how old is the one that has 2 children for him with the initials MF, sometimes MS? How old was she? A lot of people don't know her age. There's the link, guys. Jump on. I need a conversation. I need a conversation. But it's not cool. And that's not the only person. 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds go to the police. When people go, hey, where's your cases? Am I the victim? I can't make people go to the police. We can only encourage them to go to the police. That's what we do. We hold their hands. We show them how it's done. We cannot take them through that process. And even those that have done that, look at, we've seen with our Punroy case, the Baba Ashanti Rasta man who was sexually abusing his own daughter. Yeah, that's gone to court now. We're just waiting for the next court date. We had Wayne Wisdom. You remember him? Yeah. His son was a big high-profile guy, and to this day, we've not given away his identity. But that man, again, it was about to go to court. The day before it went to court, what happened? He went missing. There was a bench warrant put out for him, and his body was dragged from the Thames. 9 days later, he committed suicide. Queen, you can come on. Someone called, have you got proof? Your device is not connected, so I can't hear you. I don't know who Queen is. Queen, come back, please. Have you got proof? That's Kwame, you know. Do you remember like last week, guys? Like all the people that are defending it, I just need you to answer that question. I don't want to hear about how much of a big community man he was and how much wonderful things that he's done in the community. We don't care about that. Jimmy Savile was the toast of the British media before they started believing the victims. Now look, they've absolutely dethroned him. When it comes on to MBEs, I'm the wrong person for that. You should follow your fellow Birminghamite, my brethren, Benjamin Zephaniah, and refuse it. How can a man with locks on his head be grinning over an MBE is beyond me. And that's my personal opinion. I think that's terrible. Who wants to be receive a member of the British Empire? Really? And then in the same breath, do you see how nonsensical that clip was? Because for me, I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? In one breath, you're talking about black righteousness with locks on your head and whatever. And then everyone's clapping you for your MBE. What is wrong with our people in this country? Jump on. I don't know who this person is. Have you got proof? Actually, I'm asking you lot if you've got proof that he didn't do it. How about that? How about we turn it around today? Where's the proof that he didn't? Because there's certainly proof that he slept with underage girls twice, an underage girl twice, and gave her children who are alive to this day. You know? Please, guys, whoever you are called, have you got proof? Can you jump back on because you're not connected your device? It won't let you on unless you connect your device. You've got to connect your mic and your video. All right? Jump on, guys. There's the link. It's kind of silent. There's a whole heap of people on this live. Whole heap of people were chatting in the comments. A load of them was on fake profiles, but we know that's probably our trolls or people that deal with them. What's happening? We've got at least 3 allegations of people that are now older who say they were 15 at the time when this man was a big man, 14 and 15 years old. We've got solid evidence that he slept with underage girls and had an underage girl, and had a child with them. Please connect your device, guys. I don't know what it is when you come into the chat. I can't connect you, Chan. Shan, I can't connect you. It's going to be one of those nights, guys. Chan, jump back on. But when you're coming into the stream, it will tell you allow mic and whatever. Cover your screen until I've got you on, and then turn your microphone off. Sorry, your camera off. Yeah, I understand that you might not want to be seen, but if you try to do it before you get in, it won't connect you. So just cover the screen with your thumb, jump on, and then once you hear me say hi, then you can turn your camera off. Is that clear, guys? Because I can see what's happening there tonight. People's trying to get in with their cameras off and it won't let you on. It says device is not connected. But yeah, we need to clear that one up. We need to clear that one up. And I'm wondering, hold on a minute, guys. 1 second. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because if we're not sure of anything else, what we are sure is that he has a baby mother that was underage when he had 2 children with her consecutively. Those children are in their 30s now. All right, somebody said they did leave a private message, not defending him, don't know anything about him, just wonder if you got proof. I could show the proof, you know, but I'm not about to out the sister if she's not already known by. I think who knows at the end of the day. I can't out her. I've not been able to get hold of her because we are told, actually, by the people that we've spoken to, there's been a few, man, that she's got complete Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. She's got complete Stockholm syndrome. We tried to get hold of her people. That wasn't possible. I'm hoping they're watching tonight. I'm hoping somebody will come and talk, because I thought Brixton was bad, but Birmingham is Brixton times 10 in terms of closed community, and nobody's talking up the things. Now, we popped that bubble in Brixton. Birmingham needs to do itself a favor, yeah, and come with the thing. The man is not innocent. Well, he's not innocent until proven guilty. Anyone that's defending him here on this live or has been on Instagram, you know the brother. You say you've known him for years and he's done this and he's done that. Look him in his face and ask him how old his child's mother is. His children's mother is. Ask him how old she is now, because she's actually 53 and I believe he's 62. She had her child when she was 15 years old. So I'm assuming that she was 14 when she got pregnant. Usually is the case. Could be, couldn't be. But it's either way, it's a young girl and the man was up in age. It's not acceptable. And we are told that that behavior has continued from that day till this. I'm also a bit disturbed. I know it's unrelated. I'm quite disturbed, you know, with what I found out in terms of the archives we were digging in, but we couldn't find one to put up. That's the only thing. I don't really want to reveal the source where I get certain things from, so I'm not going to share the screen on it. But there is an article that is in the Voice newspaper archives that sort of disappeared when they went digital. And it's all around the fact that he stole the sound. I'm very disturbed by that, because we're seeing a pattern here of somebody who is very, very charming, extremely charismatic, and manipulative. And those are the traits of narcissistic perpetrators. We see it all the time. For us, it's not really a big deal. For those of you that are taken by storm or taken up with people, you know. Well, how old is he then, moving to balance? He looks great for his age, but black don't crack. It's a big man. Maybe he's 63. That could be a year or two out. But I know that he's not a spring chicken in his 40s or 50s. That I do know. You know, has anyone ever seen that Voice article? Because it's there. And I don't know everything, Colin Chanda, whoever you are, because you're a next one who is on a fake profile up in the chats. And I do believe you're going on timeout. I do believe that you're connected to those disgusting paedophilic trolls that are pretending to be who they're not, that are actually accusing me of all sorts of things which they are guilty of, like misinformation, defamation, invasion of privacy, bullying and harassment, and a bag of other things. But you lot carry on. That's all I got to say with that. So that's just misinformation anyway. Yeah, no one's coming on. No one's going to tell me. It's going to be a hell of a short life. Honestly, that's what we have. This man has... Yes, it is Simone Donaldson. Simone Donaldson says it's very painful for the young people to suffer in the way that they do. But I just want to know if anybody in Birmingham can tell me the age of this lady. Maybe the lady herself can jump on. Because, sis, I'm really sorry, but stop enabling the man. You know, I understand that he's kind of groomed you from a very, very young age and that you will hold his secret. It's very difficult when children are involved. You know it's wrong. He knows it's wrong. And he needs to stop bamboozling the public, especially the people of Birmingham. Because I don't think what's full of shit, it happens. I don't want to hear anybody try to justify that. We've had enough of that. Yes, it was a feature of that era, and certainly in Soundman days, it was a feature. But I don't want to hear anybody come on here and try and justify that. Oh, look at this now. Look at these people. Is the baby mother herself complaining? Wow. What is that supposed to mean, Sharon? Jump on and tell me. Right, exactly. It's so normalized in our community. I'm actually really upset tonight. The way it's normalized in our community. The way that we're all supposed to, the victims have to justify themselves. It's never, oh my God, are you going to prove that you are innocent, my man? Ooh, I don't know about them being together or ever having been together. And yeah, I don't think it is that. I don't think it's that at all, actually, unless you know something I don't. But again, normalizing it. If that person's happy doing that and was happy to have been groomed and impregnated at the age of 14, 15, good on them. But at the end of the day, if that behavior has been a continuum into where we are now, then it's a problem, isn't it? And it has been a continuum according to the people that have spoken to us. It's not okay. I want to hear from you guys, man. Jump on. I'm putting out the link again, if you can find it. It's just very interesting. It's silence. Why hasn't anyone got anything to say? Why is this man not on here defending himself if it's untrue? And I guarantee you guys, there will be no court case. Guarantee you. It's all chat. About we've sought legal advice. Did you tell your legals? Oh. Chan, turn your camera on, otherwise it's not going to work. Oh my days. Please turn your camera on, Chan, if you can hear me. 1 second, guys. I'll send them a... Oh, they've gone. Yeah. It'll be an interesting live. Very interesting one. It's a valid question. Ryan, please turn your camera on. All you people won't come on. Chan's back. No, none of you have got your devices connected, guys. Come on. Kind of impatient with stuff tonight, you know. Now there's people trying to jump on. I can see them, but it will say their name and then it will say devices not connected, which means that they haven't got their camera on. That's what it means, because they don't want their faces seen. So they turn it off beforehand, scared that they're going to be seen, when actually they just need to cover the camera until they're in, and then they're in. Oh. All right, that's not going to work, is it? Chan and Ryan, please keep your cameras on until you're in the live. You can put the phone down on the floor if you have to, so your face isn't seen. But if you try to turn the camera off beforehand, then it won't let you in. What do you mean no evidence? The evidence is there in your community. Are you from Birmingham by any chance? You know, I don't want to put the sister to the sacrificial lamb. I could show you the sister's date of birth. I could show you the children's date of birth. I could show you his date of birth. But you go and do that for yourselves, because I believe most of Birmingham know. And that's why I'm very kind of bemused as to why so many people are defending. I don't believe that the people here tonight don't know, or the bulk of the people here tonight do not know, that this man enjoys young girls, because that's what the post said. Birmingham has been talking that this man procures young girls for his own pleasures. That was the indictment, right? And we stick by that because I'm seeing that it's actually true. Come on and show me that it ain't true then. That's your evidence. Any other evidence that is there, and there's a few people, well, one person that has, to me, quite a strong bit of a case. you know, with certain things, I won't say, but they need to go to the police, that sister there, big time. The others, historic sexual abuse is a very, very hard thing to prove, because this is what happens. Where's your evidence? Where's your, did the man leave the back door open so that he could get loads of witnesses? They don't have witnesses. They don't have material evidence, as I said before. It's not there. It's corroboration. It's those that are willing to speak out and do so in their numbers. So if you have been affected and you are somebody that's watching from the shadows because you're too afraid to speak out and you haven't already spoken to us, DM us, speak to us in confidence, and we will point you in the right direction for support and how you can potentially join with the other victims and bring this man to justice, because it's not on. You don't use your status, yeah? You do not do that. Use your status, elevate yourself, which we see so many times, so that you can kind of cover yourself to be able to get away with these types of activities and have the whole community come out. Here we go. Have the whole community come out and now here is a great case in point. Ooh, look who we've got here. Another one that's in Autumn who's been following that stupid page. That is a paedophile. I hope you know that runs that page. Or are you all in it together? This is another classic example. Do you guys remember this guy's story? Classic. 0.8% of these cases end in a charge. 1.8% end in a conviction. And you people want to say what to me? What? That's the reason why we exist, so that they can have a voice. And yes, we have to go in and do due diligence, because we know that sisters can be bitches. We know that sisters can sometimes accuse men out of turn. We've all got brothers and brothers and sons and whatever, and fathers, and we don't want our brothers being accused unduly. Davina, talk to me.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, that's fabulous. Somebody who finally got on. Thank you, Davina.
Okay, so I'm in the comments. I'm following the comments. I'm from Birmingham. I'm not going to say I'm defending Michael. Good evening to everybody that's in the comments. But as a person that is from Birmingham, that has known Michael Wasifat, not personally, he was, you know, he's a big man to me. My question is, just because, you know, we're not actually seeing any evidence, there's nothing coming up. I don't know what the reason is for that. But is this case being taken to court? It is something historically talking about, I understand.
It is historic abuse, yeah. But there are some that are less historic than others.
Some that are less historic. How less historic are they? Are they within the last 10 years, 5 years? In the last 10 years, yeah. Okay. And so are you not allowed to say anything? Is this why people aren't really getting anything? And there's so much comments because...
You know what? This is my bugbear tonight myself, because we had somebody lined up to come and take the plunge and actually be brave enough to speak. But because of the backlash in the comments, because of this troll page that we've got that's named somebody that's got nothing to do with this, that person is so terrified that their name is going to come out. So they're not coming on. I was trying to get some other people that are sources to come on up until quite late last night. They're not doing it because of this connection with the Johnsons. I mean, I don't really get the Johnsons thing. I get it sort of in principle, but I haven't lived it, right? But what I do get, and we had this with the Dylan Duffer stuff as well, is that these people really, really, really terrified Birmingham.
Well, I'm not going to comment on the gangs anywhere or whether it's in Birmingham or any other area. I think it was just absolutely, you know, and everybody's, you know, entitled to their opinion and so forth, especially when they live so far out. But what I'm just trying to say is that that's the reason so much for the comments, because there are a lot of people in there, and it's like, we want it to be proved as well. So we're like just saying, you know, you can't call a man out without hard evidence. I understand that people have obviously contacted yourself, but I suppose the only question we can have, and just like the celebrities, as you mentioned, like the Jimmy Saviles or the Epsteins or R. Kelly. It's the fact that they have gone to court. Things have had to, you know, take a process, and we probably appreciate that instead of all the allegedness, you know, because obviously lots of things can be said. Yes, it's not right to impregnate anybody at such a young age, if that's true to fact, and he was at certain ages, you know, absolutely. I don't believe anybody's going to disagree with that. But we know, you know, the past, how people performed in the past out of many races of people. You know, it's not just within the Black community, it's definitely rife in all communities. So that's all I'm saying. My take is, you know, we prefer to see the evidence, and, you know, and if we would appreciate to know if it's going to court, if there's a court date, you know, instead of all the allegedness. And I suppose that's just what I wanted to say.
Right, and I hear you, and let me answer you. When Jimmy Savile went to court, that was many years after. Do you understand? That's the first thing. And we saw the same with Epstein. It took probably over 10 years to get him into court.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
In the background, right, this is what I'm saying. In the background, those women were talking. They were being believed. Cases were being built. That's still going on in the background when it comes on to the Vincent Ratt story. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No.
But that's how we started. And that was nearly 4 years ago. Got another perpetrator in court, hopefully this year. It was adjourned from last year. Again, 4 years ago in the making. So yes, of course, in answer to your question, sister, of course we're going to support those sisters to go to court. Of course we are. Whether or not that happens isn't down to us. You can understand that. If they pull out and decide they've got cold feet, if they're too intimidated to come together, then what can we do except encourage them to go to the police, right?
And me not knowing the court.
The other thing is, you might not know him in a personal way in terms of who the mother of his children are.
Absolutely.
You do know them?
No, I don't know them at all. I don't know.
So I can tell you categorically that is the case. Okay? And it's been hidden that it's the case. It's been concealed. So why would it be concealed if it was something that was done? In fact, there's no justification for it. We don't care how long ago it was. Do you understand? Right. Shan, you can turn your camera off now if you want your camera off, Shan.
I don't need my camera off.
Can I ask about court proceedings? Can I just ask one question?
Yeah, go ahead, Davina.
I just want to ask, you know, in the process of going to court, the fact that it hasn't gone to court and it isn't sort of within the authorities at the moment, is it that
it's very fresh, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask: is it the fact that if it does go into the authorities, you're not allowed to discuss the case then? So this is why you discuss it before, or would it not be better to discuss it when a gentleman is actually found guilty of such an act?
It's not the way we work. Shall I tell you why? The way we work is we've decided 4 years ago, because of the volume of these types of cases in our community, and because the UK justice system, who incidentally, as Black people, we do not trust unless it's these cases. We're very cognizant of the fact that the justice system doesn't work for us until it comes on to women calling out men. Then where everybody wants a case. Everybody wants them to go to the police. So I think that's a double standard to begin with. Okay. We know it doesn't work for women, full stop, much less Black women. And because we had so many cases time and time again where perpetrators were not brought to justice, we set up this platform to have the voiceless heard, regardless, and let the community decide. That's why it's called a community conversation. You understand? So we're not following due process. We never have, and we've never apologized for it. Yeah. If we can, we do. But when we're talking about historic cases and so many people coming to us time and time again saying it's not fair, he's there, he's being revered and held up in the community, or sometimes it's just in his, his own little circle. It's not always people that are well known that we call out. That's an absolute fallacy. Last week we had a guy that's only known in these little circles in East London, and we've had lots of people like that. It isn't just famous people, but unfortunately, people that are well known. If you imagine that, let's say all of this is true, absolutely categorically, it's been proven. What about the victims? How do they feel seeing that person upheld time and again, and they know what that person has done, right?
I mean, everybody understands
that's
that. That's
the reason why we exist, is love it or hate it. but we don't apologise for it.
I do think it's going to be very Marmite, just because, you know, we expected to see definitely expected to see some evidence, or definitely expected to hear that, you know, this gentleman or any gentleman that comes up on your show is being taken through the right processes to prove or not prove their innocence or their guilt.
But how do I do that, sis? How do I do that?
I mean, I
can
can't tell
only
you
leave that up to the victims.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how to run your show, but I just want to ask those questions, and I just wanted to get that off my chest and appreciate for that, and I'll keep listening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sister. Now, that's what opposition looks like to you people that love to come on and abuse. Yeah, sister doesn't agree, but we had a measured conversation. Right, Shan, let me unmute Shan. Shan.
Hi.
Hi there.
You know what? I don't want to come on the live to be rude or anything like that.
Fine.
We are speaking about women and men, not just women.
No, it's not just women. You're right. Hello? 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 You've frozen, Shan. Perhaps jump on and jump off and jump back on. Perhaps jump off and jump back on. You've frozen. Is it just at my end, guys, or can you guys see her? She's gone. She's lost her. Yeah. Let's see if this happens. This works. Hi, Shan. We lost you there. Hello? Gone. Okay. Shan, can you jump back on, please? We just totally lost you. Don't be horrible, Cece. That's not very nice. Can you jump back on, please, Shan, if you can hear me? Can you jump back on? Because we just completely lost you just then. Look, I take these points. We've stood up to this kind of scrutiny before. It's always a risk, me standing in the gap like this, and especially standing in the gap with a limited story. That is what is so uncomfortable for me tonight, because normally I stand in the gap, I can tell the story, right? But I'm putting that back on the trolls, and I'm putting that back. To be honest, we're always going to get people defending in the comments on Instagram. It's not an issue in itself. But you see this troll page that went and named that sister. In fact, I want to hear from you, Naomi Donald. You said you've been on the live before and you spoke to the trolls. Why would you do that? Why did you not speak to me? And why did they say that you had given me this information? That's what I want to know, Naomi. Jump on. Why aren't you on? You had a lot to say before, and I've never heard of you before. Mad. Chan, can you jump back on, please? Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. And I get the point, but we had to go through, and we've done what we've done. And my main thing is, look the brother in his face. I want a statement from Michael Brown denying that he has not impregnated young girls, which I'm hearing being minimized here. Who's minimizing this? People are saying, well, you know, it's her partner. What? That's not good enough. And certainly not from a man that is in charge in loco parentis of people's children. College, does that start at 16? We've said here many a time, we don't care what the law says. I know that nobody could take my 16-year-old daughter over a certain age and I would think it's okay just because the law said it was legal. There's a thing called morality, you know? Yeah, she froze, I know. So, yeah, I think everybody kind of expected a big sort of expose, which I would have loved to have done. But I have to protect those who give us the information first. That's what I have to do. And what I keep saying is, if it's not true, Michael Brown, okay, then please take it to court. And then we'll prove that it's true. Because we think it's true. We think it's true based on a number of reasons, which if it comes to court, you will know what those reasons are and who said it. But also we think it's true based on the age of your baby mother with the initials MF/MS. And that's enough for us in court, to be fair. You've got living, walking proof with your DNA on it. There's not a lot you can do legally, actually. This is not a criminal case, defamation. It's a civil case. And we're very well schooled in how that one works, trust me. So when you guys throw that at us, And I will never put a man's face up if I don't believe that he's guilty. If I've not seen enough to make me know that this man is guilty. If there's not been enough corroboration from the people around him. And that's what you guys have to understand. It is the people who know this individual, yeah, in the city of Birmingham. Well, of course I'll well, no, I won't apologize because he can't deny the age of his baby mother. So no, I won't apologize if what's not true. I don't think it's really marinating with you guys, you know. I don't think it's really marinating. I'm hearing you guys want to sweep that into the background, sweep it into the past as if it's not relevant here. The fact that he has children, 2, with a girl that had his second child when she was barely 16. I think you guys want to just push that in the background. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Certainly not for an MBE. Certainly not for a man in his position. Certainly not for a man that's professing to be all about black people. He was involved in exactly the kind of behavior that is destroying us. Exactly the kind of behavior. Tell me it ain't true. It's true. Don't try and play it down. What happened to these people? Because you have a hero. We've got hero syndrome. We really do. You know, and I'm not taking away from whatever this man's done in the community. There's been loads of people that have done great things in the community. It does not mean they do not have strange sexualities or have penchant for young girls or whatever. It doesn't mean they don't beat their wife. It doesn't mean any of that.
Hello?
Blessed love, Charlotte. Are you back, sis?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Because I'm quite fed up of these people now.
Which people, sis?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, my sister. I can hear you.
The hypocrites and the parasites.
Okay.
And they know what's going on. Yeah? Yeah? They know what's going on. If you wanted to do a big post office scandal and cover up, you do it. Because that's why we don't get paid for the Windrush. They're full of shit. Right?
Yes.
And I'm going to say this to you. Yeah? If someone is innocent,
blessed love, Naomi, just hold tight. I'll get to you after.
If someone is innocent, yeah, if I know, yeah, that you have put my dad and my brother on this thing, yeah, right, I've reached out and I've had problems. Internet, I don't care how many problems. But when it come on family, yeah? When it come on family, yeah, they're my savior. There is no way, yeah, I will allow you to put my dad, my cousin, my brother on this. Yeah?
Right.
Why is this happening? Why is this happening tonight?
What do you mean, why is this happening tonight, sis?
Well, everyone has got a comment.
Right.
Everyone's got a comment. I've not seen anyone come on live. I've actually had to... I'm not an internet person. I'm sure you've heard my voice before. I am getting very irritated with people. Thank God it is in Birmingham because it's at a distance. And I get irritated, and I'm not being funny. Where are you tonight?
Where are
you tonight?
I see what you're saying. Okay, right.
Where are you tonight? You do all the texting, do whatever. I am not really, you know, I've come on to let people know these things are happening.
Of course.
These things are happening, whether you like it or not. But if you are a child, you're a niece, you're a friend, or you're an auntie or your uncle, come on this live now, innit? Come on this live now and defend it.
And defend it.
I would. Yeah? You put my dad up right now. Yeah?
Do you know why I think there's an absence of that, Shan? It's because
those closest,
because you don't know, because you don't know. You had your suspicion. You don't know. So do not come and want to do your stupid texts and do your stupid trolling on Afra. Do not shoot the messenger, because someone's going to come after you and take down every digit. Yeah, I'm being polite because I'm speaking to Afra. But on another note, everyone's lucky that wants to troll this shit. They need to be careful of how they're directing things to you in your inbox. They need to know, because people are listening. Yeah, people are listening. People are hearing it. People are aware. Yeah, when you don't think women and men, yeah, and you're counting Afra's numbers and people don't want to join the members, there's other people on the outer skirts knowing what is going to happen to these people. Yeah, and they need to know from today. And you know what? Anytime, yeah, you can bring the proof that you are wrong and somebody is doing this, yeah, the amount of accountability that we're able to offer you is overwhelming, because we don't.
One second, just hold tight there for me, sister. 1 second, yeah. Naomi, can you jump back on? I had you just now and then you fell out. Jump back on. I want to hear from you, sis. I want to hear from you. But yeah, Sister Shan, I hear you, my sister. It's the same old, isn't it?
They run.
Same old.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you see how quick the person run. You see, when they hear strength and accountability. So if you're gonna hold it, you hold it. You come on the leg, you talk what you need to say. Yeah. No one does not need to be on this live if they're not gonna be accountable of listening and understanding. And it's as simple as that. Watch Jeremy Kyle or Judge Judy.
No, please don't watch Jeremy Kyle, sis. Like they ain't a good
he's died. He's died. It's just a speech, isn't it? But I'm just saying, like, do something else. Get a twist. Do something else. Yeah. But if you're not going to be accountable, or you don't want to have some form of talk to this conversation, because I've been listening to it for a very long time, and it's been taking me time to get into it, because I've got anger, and it is anger not through what I've been through. I haven't been through nothing. It's anger through people not listening as black people. The communication.
No, and you know what, sis? Just before you go, I'm gonna have to take you off in a second, sis. But just before you go, your point is heard and made, because it is very infuriating when you're realizing that people are allowing the perpetrators to do the things.
This happens 24 hours. It happens.
Yeah.
Get used to it. It happens. But don't turn around.
I can understand people's reservations. I can understand they don't like the way we do things. I do think, as I said before, it's a double standard.
If they do not like the way it's done, don't listen to it. Why listen to Kiss FM if they're playing magic music?
Yes.
You know, you just don't listen to it.
And
don't have a comment to it.
Everyone's saying that you're intoxicated and whatever, Shan, but guess what? I don't.
Are you having a laugh?
Friday night, if you've had a drink, it's all right. You're making plenty of
sense. Are you having a laugh? Let them listen. I don't want to start cussing people. That is how I actually, if that's what people are saying, it goes to show how many people do not realize the realization is what's happening to their children. Because every person that says that I'm intoxicated, their child, that's what they need to watch. Yeah. I have come on this life, yeah, for a spiritual well-being. I do not do social media, and it's
No, I
through my
appreciate that, my
time
sister. I
to
appreciate that.
talk. People are lucky that I'm even talking. You're lucky. And I'm not going to go after small chat or people that chat bullshit to me, because I'm feeling very fine and I love my life. The people that are talking, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you love your life to talk so much negative spirit? Yeah, that's what they need to think about. Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't
Thank you
need
for that, my
anything
sister.
like that.
Blessed
Yeah,
love. I appreciate your call, my sister. Don't worry about the rest.
definitely. They're bullshitters. They chat shit. I didn't want to be. I'm. My code of conduct is only for you, because if I met them personally, I might be a different person. And no one can't bullshit me or chat shit to me. It's
All right,
all
so
it's all online.
Stay where you are just a second. Don't go anywhere, Chan. But I'm just gonna mute you and hear from Naomi. But you stay there just a second. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. Blessed love, Naomi.
Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
Blessed
So
love, sis. I'm trying to think who you are, Naomi. I'm bad with names, you know, so forgive me. You said you've been on before.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I came on in
I'm
response.
picking up. Yeah, I'm picking up the voice.
Yeah,
Bless it
in
up. Bless
response
up,
to
sis.
Dylan, and obviously, I didn't know anything or I don't know anything about this case with Wasif.
No.
What I will say, just in response to some of the conversations that have been going on in the chat, it absolutely is like a big problem that we have in our community in terms of predators and abusers being protected. However, I do somewhat agree with what Davinia was saying in terms of evidence.
Sure.
You know, coming from Birmingham, it's quite a small place. When it comes to cases like this, they say there's no smoke without fire. So I don't want to come on here and say it did or it didn't happen, but what I can say
is,
what I can say is it's not anything that I've ever heard about this individual before. Do you know what I mean? So it's not to say that it hasn't happened. However, like I say, usually in these cases, especially in Birmingham, the streets do talk, and if they have been talking, like you said on your post, then that conversation hasn't come over my way, and I just don't think it's gone around like that.
It's certainly when I say Birmingham is talking, obviously it's not everyone in Birmingham, is it? But it is a certain cohort in Birmingham that are speaking. And what we've been told is that this person is a very high manipulator, and it's only a certain cohort, that are kind of aware of certain things because they're so very well concealed. And actually the best peds and perpetrators are very well concealed, are they not? Do you know what I mean? That's facts.
I agree.
And just in answer to what you're saying, what I will say is brush everything aside then. What about the baby mother?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to disagree with any of that. Do you know what I mean? But as people in the comments are saying, do you know what I mean? Myself included, obviously, we, understand how the page works in terms of you posting people on the page and then having the discussion on a Friday. And I think you've mentioned that due to the trolling that has gone on, certain people who were going to come on have not come on.
You can't really blame them, though. It's been horrible.
No, I'm not blaming them. I never blame them. I'm just saying, obviously, that's where you need a maybe I don't know, some sort of backup plan or some further evidence before we have these conversations, because I do see both sides of the coin.
I had all of that, sis. It's been shut down because people feel that if I show that, it will actually indicate who they are. And that's the issue. They are
but then that's my point. If we haven't got that, then we have to change the conversation. I think we need to have a plan B, like, because then it becomes what it is now, in terms of everybody's like still confused. Obviously,
I don't know what's confusing though, my sister. Like, really and truly, like
because
I said,
the evidence isn't there. And I like, you know, I will speak up on, you know, my own situation, you get me? But you know what? I never done it until I secured a conviction. My baby father was behind bars, so I can speak on that because.
And you were one of the 1.8%, or probably less at that time, even. Do you know what I mean? That was good for you, sister. But it isn't the way it works for everybody, unfortunately. You can't always secure a conviction. It doesn't work that way. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're missing the point of what I'm saying, because I totally agree with all of that. And like I said, like, you know, I agree with the work that you're doing to a point. You get what I'm saying? To a point. Yeah. And I think that it is like, in terms of this individual, because no evidence has been presented, we've basically got to trust that this information has been given to you, and then you're sharing it with us. You know what I mean? And
and that's happened a few times on this platform, sister, way before you came. It's happened a few times. And in fact, one of the key ones where that happened, and I was taking it in the neck the same way, was the case that we have in court at the moment. So it's interesting. If you've been on the journey, I think you'll understand it a little bit better. There are times when we can say a lot. There's times that we can say very little. There's times that we can say just enough. But it's just the way it is sometimes. And tonight, unfortunately, it's one of those nights where I've been asked not to reveal a lot, and which was everything I was going to reveal. Do you know what I mean? So the only thing that I can say is Michael Wasifa Brown is the person that has to answer that question now. And that's something that he cannot deny. I guarantee you this will not go to court.
Yeah, exactly. And can I just address one thing before?
No, I mean, it will not go to court in terms of defamation.
Yeah, can I just address one thing as well before? Oh, in terms of defamation. Well, yeah. I don't want to get involved.
That's what I mean. That ain't going to
anything. That's not for me to talk on. But like, what I will say, obviously, you previously mentioned something around like trolls or whatever not, and for me, I was alerted. I've had several phone calls today because my name's been called, because this troll maybe thought that I was the person that was feeding you information. So the comment
Why would they do that?
Because the comment was on your page. Someone made a comment on your page, and even though you went back and forth with that person, I don't think that you clarified with that person that I was not the source. You get it? So then...
No, I think I did. When I saw that comment, what I said was, I have no idea who you're talking about, but you should not be listening to Claire Kennedy because that's a paedophile troll page.
Yeah, you clarified that today, but what I'm saying is the post was up there for I think it was 2 days, maybe.
I haven't seen the post. I've only seen the comment on my page.
Let me finish what I'm saying, because you had already answered this individual, and I had to come on and answer and defend myself, and then you've come back on and answered. You get it? So what I'm saying is, if you had said to the man in the first place, rather than going back and forth with him in terms of whatever else you was saying, and I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what was said, but the fact is that you responded to the man, but nowhere in that conversation did you say that it was nothing to do with me, until I came on there and said myself that this is
no. Sis, what you've got to understand is, I mostly see my comments through the notifications. And I don't always go into the actual comment. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Sis?
Yeah, sorry, carry on. You're saying...
here's how it is for me. And I don't know how Instagram line up these comments. Most of my comments I see within the notifications. I don't really have time to go into the actual chat all the time and look through the comments like that. I did not see those comments in a linear way. I saw when the man said something about Claire Kennedy's page, right? And I answered that. And then I saw that somebody called Naomi came on, and then I answered you, I think. I think that's kind of the way it went. So it wasn't a linear thing where I knew that he was calling you. Do you know what I mean? Like the way that you've just said it, it wasn't like that. I think it was one day I saw one comment and I said to him, stop chat rubbish and don't listen to Claire Kennedy. And then I think today I saw your comment and I said, yeah. Is that you? If this is you, blah, 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 blah. That's as much as I know. I saw the comments while I was driving in the notifications. I was in a traffic light when I answered him. So it wasn't a question of me not clarifying. I clarified as soon as I realized what was going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I actually wasn't sure who this Naomi Donald was. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
they said earlier on in the chat, they'd spoken to you. That's what the troll said.
Like, I had to DM the page, that Claire page, and ask them to take down my picture and my information.
They put your picture up.
Because that wasn't true. They've issued an apology now. They've issued an apology now because
again.
But this is my point. What I'm making, the point that I'm trying to make is somebody commented on your page originally, saying that I was a source, yeah, and then you responded to that individual, and then that person had mentioned that Claire page as well, and then I've only commented on that today. Do you know what I mean? Because I've had several phone calls about it. So then I've DM'd the page myself, and Claire apologized straight away, and she did take it down. You get me? Because I said this had nothing to do with me. But
did you speak to that person on the phone, or was it just on DM?
No, through a DM.
All right, but that's not a woman. You do realize that.
But anyway, that's all I come to say. This had nothing to do with me. I appreciate you giving me time to come on and say my piece. But thank you and good night, everybody.
All right. That's a madness. I just want you to know, sister, there's no she. There's not a woman. And if it's a woman, then they're siding with a particular paedophile that is just despicable. And yet again, you've had to issue an apology, Claire. Get your facts straight. Very soon you'll have to issue me one. Not that you will, because you're not gracious enough. I hear it. I put myself on the line tonight, and I did it because I'm pretty sure, I know, that this person is a man who has slept and had intercourse and had children with an underage girl. And the fact that that is being minimized tonight, I think is absolutely disgusting. People just want to sweep that under the carpet. It's nasty. It's nasty to say the least. You know, that's what it is. I'll post a link again, sis, one more time, and then we'll jump off. Yeah, I did clarify it wasn't the sister. Absolutely. I thought I did anyway. But as I say, people have to understand, like, the comments come in and they're with all the notifications. For me to go and sit down on my phone and take out, a few hours to go through these flipping 200 worth messages. Number one, I don't have the time. Number two, I ain't got the head. I ain't got the head for it. It is disgusting if you're referring to the fact that this man has breeded up a 14, 15-year-old. I don't care how long ago it is. You know, our community love to cherry pick. When they rate someone, love to cherry pick. It's just unreal. Oh, Chan, you back, sis? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave Chan alone.
Well, you know what? I'm ready for it. You know, I don't care what people say. It comes a certain time in your life that you need to address the truth. You know, you can be a member of anything or everything. And I am not, you know, I haven't been a victim of anything like that. But at the same time, I'm not going to account for the abuse that you have got.
You know, it don't bother me. Like my daughter said last week, it bothers her. It don't bother my mum. My mum's
regardless of whether it bothers you, whether it bothers you, bothers your daughter, bothers anybody else.
It bothers a lot of people.
It comes a time in life, you know, that you have to stand up for the truth. Yeah. And there's a lot of bullshit.
Absolutely. Sis, let me just hear from Jay. Jay's waiting. 1 second, sis. Don't move. Jay.
Hiya. Hi there. First of all, I just wanted to say that coming from the perspective of somebody who has dealt with historical abuse, that you know, I keep on reading through the comments and seeing a lot of people mentioning about the fact that, you know, why has the baby mum not come forward, or is such a difficult thing to have to deal with. And sometimes just by seeing other people come forward and speak their truth, it's important to see. And when you come from a community of hush hush, and you know, everything should be kept inside the home, and you know, it's embarrassing to the family, that kind of thing, it's really important that we understand just how life-changing this can be for a lot of people. And I know in my personal situation, I'm talking about abuse from like 5 years old, and then again at 13, 14, 15, and these people are now like very rich, very wealthy, and I come from like humble beginnings. I've got a family that I have to think of. So, you know that I could go through court and get this person arrested, but it's going to be life-changing for me. And I think what people don't realize is they're just like, oh, you know, if the victim, if the baby mum's not saying anything, then it can't be that much of a big deal. They don't know how much that could have affected her, like the embarrassment, secondhand embarrassment of kind of like, okay, well, what space was I in? It's not till you get older that you realize how much that person was a predator. I've got a teenage daughter now that she was still playing with dolls, and I'm like, if anybody was to kind of 25 years old looking at my child, if anyone was looking at my child at 25 years old, then I'll be gunning for them. Like, not acceptable.
Absolutely, sis. My last child is 13, and I have a son who's 28.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine that my son or have relations with a girl his sister's age. It's just unspeakable. So why is it that we normalize this type of thing, especially historically too?
It is really difficult to understand why people just think that, okay, you've been through that stuff, it was done 10 years ago. Do they realize the effect that it has on you later on in life? No, they don't. Do they realize that it can actually have an effect on how you raise your own children, not wanting them to be around other people, potentially having flashbacks of certain events? Now, I understand that this man is not fully, there's not pictures to show, there's not video, but at the same time, if he had a child with a child, that's enough. Like, that's still a baby. That's still somebody who wasn't old enough to really understand the implications of laying down with a grown man, and they shouldn't be held accountable for that at the end of the day. And he does need to be accountable for his actions. So regardless, if you commit things, it doesn't matter. Like, this is what people don't realize, like a perpetrator's mindset. Just because they're nice people in other areas of life, and just because they do great things, doesn't mean that they can't have a bad side as well. It doesn't mean that we don't need to realize that at the end of the day, good people sometimes do bad things. And at the end of the day, he still needs to be accountable of that. So if he did have a baby with a 14-year-old, you need to stand up and be accountable for what you did, because you don't, like, it's disgusting at the end of the day. And like, I just want to say, I'm reading through the comments, and every time somebody's like, oh, it was 10 years ago, it's 20 years ago, does it really matter? This is still affecting people years afterwards. I'm still affected by what happened to me at the end of the day. And although I'm trying to get through it, like, why are we still victim blaming at this point in our lives? That's really just what I wanted to say, because people don't often see it from that perspective, the perspective of somebody who's been through that.
Do not go anywhere, because that is an absolute nail of a point, and that is the crux of what we stand for, why we're here, to give those people like yourself a platform to talk. Even if they talk in private, they can still find somewhere to soundboard their issues. You understand? Because God knows our community isn't ready for it. Look at them.
Yeah.
They're not ready for it. You know,
It's
and
that.
like you said, especially if you've got someone who's who did that to you that's well known, it's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse. And you made a great point as well when you talked about the duality that those people exist in. You know, that public face that is charismatic and everybody trusts them. But yes, these people have debaucherous lifestyles that they are not going to put in the public domain. Why would they? Because they wouldn't be who they are. You know?
And then not only do you have to fight against, like, you know, what you went through, you've got to fight against the social media side of things, or just the fact that it's like, you know, one day it was just people won't believe you, but when it's social media as well, it's like everyone won't believe you, and it's really difficult to get to that point of understanding, do I go forward with this or do I not? And me personally, as of last year, I was about to kind of spill the beans, and I just had enough of thinking over it in my head, and I was worried. I was getting to that age, my daughter's of a certain age, and I'm like, what if something like that, what if somebody was it was wrong what had happened to me? And at that point I got as far as making my first statement, and then my mental health really took a nosedive, and it was kind of like, well, you know, I can't do this. I can't do this because, not because I don't want to, not because I don't believe in myself or the evidence. I know what was wrong. But at the end of the day, like, you almost feel like the world is against you. It's something that can turn upside down your whole life. They're going to start digging into your background, trying to make you feel bad for the fact that you was even around that person. So these people coming forward, you know, they're strong for doing that. And I agree that sometimes people do make up lies, and they're spiteful when they do it out of that. So honestly, if there is no evidence, then I don't think that people should be kind of put in the limelight. But if this man did lay down with a child and have a baby with a child, he's wrong and he's disgusting for doing that. Like, there is nothing more to say. Okay, great, he does great things, but I wouldn't want him around my daughter. I wouldn't want him around my teenager, working with her, because what he looks at her might think that she's beautiful. Okay, no, sorry, can't run like that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sorry if anybody's offended by the fact that this man's name has been brought up, but actually it's not about him. It's about the fact that people are having to live with his like certain actions that he's decided to do, and why shouldn't he be held accountable later on in life? He shouldn't be able to go to his deathbed without being held accountable when there's people that have dealt with things surrounding him, or even the children of his children of this young girl. There would have been certain things that a 14-year-old would have had to go through that she shouldn't have had to go through at that age. And at the end of the day, he needs to have accountability for that. So yeah, that's just how I feel.
Thank you so much for your bravery, Jay. That's the first thing. Because you might think that, you know, you haven't gone to the police or whatever, but you're still here speaking your truth and validating so many of our victims, and certainly the ones that wanted to come on tonight. You understand? Here validating them, because everything you've said is so poignant, and I still think it's falling on deaf ears. We've got so much work to do. Sis, will you contact me on Instagram so that we can have a further conversation?
You know what, I did contact you before, and I don't know, you probably wouldn't even recognize my voice or anything. Yeah, but I actually had an incident about 6 months ago, and I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and this guy had put, like I said, he's in the mainstream media, and he put something up, and I saw his face, and I'm thinking, you're out there doing all of this stuff, but you don't realize just how much you hurt me, like just how much you changed my life. And like, I'm a really capable person and I've done amazing things, but what could I have done if you didn't take my childhood like as a joke? And I actually contacted him and told him about myself, and told him about himself, and I feel a lot better now. So he's aware that there might be a chance that I'm going to go to the police about it, but at the same time I think I just want to half get on with my life.
I hear that, and you know,
But I wish I was brave enough to a certain extent to kind of stand up against the fact that he could use his money or his connections to kind of get at me or to get at my children, or those kinds of things, because then I stand secure in the fact that no other children are at risk. And that's my biggest worry, is that if we don't come forward and we don't stick together, it isn't just the people that have been hurt by predators. It's about the fact that they can continue to do this to others, and that's what's most important, is that we protect our children. Like,
it
they
never
deserve
stops.
that
In my
protection.
experiences, it never stops. And that's why we make the point that, yes, it started here, but there's a continuum that takes place. Yes, it might have been 30 years ago, but what's happening now? What's happened more recently? It's not ever just one incidences. But if you have DM'd me before, was it about this individual?
It was, yeah, because it wasn't just one person. It was numerous people in one house, in one area, and numerous children. I'm talking about 12-year-olds. And I was a very, very placid teenager. I didn't drink, I didn't really go, but I didn't really have many friends. So I went along with my friends to this place. My drink was spiked. Certain things went down, and this is like orange juice I'm talking about. So people think about teenagers being fast. They think about parents not having control of their children. It takes nothing for somebody to take advantage of you or to make you freeze in a moment if they want to do that, if they want to intimidate you. And that's what we got to think of. It's not right that these big grown predator men are out there taking advantage of youth. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay for them to feel that by speaking up they're going to be hounded by social media or made to feel disgusting or anything, because actually, like, they're children. And I thought I knew a lot more at 14 or 13, but when I look back now, I realised I was a little girl. Like, there was nothing that could, there's no reason why any man should be able to make a 14-year-old pregnant and he's like 5, 6, 7 years older. It's just disgusting. Like, it really is not okay.
I need you, sis, to DM me again, so I've got it more at the top of my inbox, and then we'll talk again after this.
All right, then.
I really want to talk to you again. Don't go anywhere, though. I want to respond to this comment. Somebody says, Kay Sherelle, I asked my cousin in Birmingham, and she said that his baby mother was not 14. She said this is a lie. Which baby mother? Because you ain't got one. And I don't care what your cousin says. I know what we've seen, and I know it isn't a lie. These people. This is the kind of thing, isn't it? These people don't even know him directly. Bet you, because she had to ask her cousin in Birmingham. So
I mean, it's a shame that, the person that had the proof didn't feel secure enough to stand up.
These are the reasons.
If you feel that, honestly, that by speaking, there's a chance that that person could catch on that it is you talking, and then you've got to deal with the repercussions. That's why it's difficult. But at the same time, people really do, before I understand that they're upset that this person's face has been put out there, but really do go away and do you're looking into things. And by all means, if this man has been put out there and he hasn't done that, he does deserve a very big apology. But at the same time, if he has had a child with a child, that's dirty. Like, he's had a child with a child, and it's not okay, and he should be made responsible for that. I don't care whether it was in the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s. That as a grown-ass man, you should not be laying down with a child. As simple as that.
And Kay Sherelle, you need to stop listening to Passa, because that's foolishness. I don't know him, but she said that the woman you are speaking about, those aren't his children. How do they know? I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is the problem. And Jay, this is the reason why you feel intimidated, because you know the backlash. But what I will say to you is, my sister, is that you have a child. And there's the evidence. There's no getting away from any of that, is there?
Yeah, and I also have maybe 6, 7, 8 other girls that I know, like as young as 12 years old, that were hurt by the same group of people. But at the same time, they're living their own lives. They've got their own children now. They're married. So by reaching the people, it's difficult because you're basically unraveling new trauma, and you think that it won't do too much. I've never really kind of been in that mindset of, okay, even though I have dealt with a lot of abuse through my life, okay, I'm a victim. You know, I've just focused on, I did have my daughter fairly young. I focused on being a mum. I focused on graduating, all of those things, having my own business. But then when it did lick me down, and when I did stop and actually think about what had happened to me, and look in my own child's face and think, wow, I've actually managed to protect her. And it's really sad that I had to go through that at that age. It makes you angry at the fact that somebody thought that it was okay to treat a child like that. And I think going forward, this is why I followed your page, is because going forward, it is important that somebody has the backs of all these people that have unheard stories. And you know, what I liked is that the fact that you said that you don't really pick up on it unless there's more than one person that comes forward and corroborates the story. And when there's more than one person that's kind of taken that jump to say something, it's less likely that it's fabricated. Do you see what I mean? And again, when people are like, oh, but I've known him his whole life, he's lovely. Like, yeah, people can be lovely. He might sweet you up. He might be lovely. He might be a great person to talk to and speak to his mum beautifully. But who knows what his sexual fetishes are? Like, just because somebody, you can't judge everybody based on just certain characteristics. And I think just looking into this stuff is important. And hopefully more people will come forward and speak their truth, and hopefully get the justice that they deserve, because I know there's a lot of people, I think it's like 1 in 4 people have been sexually abused.
And
Young
one in three black women, my sister.
Yeah, and even more so, like when I talk to my own friends, a lot of them have been abused, and we're talking about from childhood, their own dads, like stuff like that. And it's always been hush hush because you don't really want that out. You don't want people talking about it. You don't want social services involvement, things like that. So I think it is important that we just realize that we have to be that change for those children. We have to let our children know that if they speak up, they are going to be believed. We have to let them know that there are ways that they can be supported, because living with that kind of torment and that kind of trauma can really, like some people, like they go on to drinks and drugs, and even worse, they could kill themselves. And at one point I looked at myself and I was thinking, if you don't get this under control now, you're not going to be around to see your children. And this person these people that abuse you have now controlled your entire life. So sometimes just being listened to, sometimes just having somebody like you to actually speak their story is a weight off of their shoulders. They can sleep that little bit lighter at night time. So yeah, just the people that haven't been through it, like, just don't be as judgmental. Like, I understand that they're your friends, I understand that you know them, but at the end of the day, unless you've lived that, unless you felt the pain of it, then it's really hard to understand.
100%, my sister. Somebody asked if there was any support services. Normally I don't advocate for mainstream services because I don't believe that they serve our community very well, but there is one that stands out, and there's one that we always refer to and signpost people to. We've had conversations with that organization, and they're very happy for us to send people their way. They are called NAPAC. If you've ever dealt with me privately, you will know that that's the organization that I'm going to send you to, and that's NAPAC. It's the National Association for People Abused in Childhood, and the link is there for anybody that needs it. My sister, please DM me so I can get your link back. at the top of my inbox, and I really need to continue this conversation with you, my
All right
sis.
then, take care.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you so much, Jay. Blessed love.
You're
Please
welcome.
do that. You promised me you're going to DM me.
I will. I'll drop you a DM.
Thank you, my
All right
love.
then. Bye.
Thank you, sis, and keep strong and
Thank
just
you.
keep that fire burning, my sister, because you
I
are
will.
not a victim. You're very, very clearly a survivor, my sis.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right,
All
my
right,
darling.
take care. Bye.
Blessed love. Now that's the kind of call that I really appreciate, because that is lived experience. It's not all of these idiots that just come on social media and, like she said, blindly defend your brethren, you know, and she really gave an insight into the mindset of people that are very, very much affected by these types of individuals, but are not able to come on, because look at the havoc that is wreaked. Somebody called David in the comments says he knows and can confirm. Can confirm what and knows what? Let me put the link out one more time, David, if you want to come on and can confirm. I would really appreciate that. From somebody who actually knows the fella. Do you know what I mean? Not all these, oh God, I've lost my link. Hold on. Not all these people who think they know just because, I don't know, he might have put on a nice community event. Just, you know, sister broke that down so beautifully. Doesn't matter. And I'm starting to remember her now a little bit, I think. I think it's the same one. Yeah, very well known assailant that everybody would have done exactly the same as they're doing for Michael tonight. Michael, you know how old these girls are. You know that you've got endless supply of girls in that college that you work with. You know, Michael Wassifer Brown, that you've even attempted to fast with those a bit closer. You know. And that's why I'm saying, don't give it large and tell me about no court case, because I'm telling you here and now, it will all come out in the wash. And one thing that I love about defamation cases is that they are public, they are open. It's not like a criminal court. You know, you can have people sitting in that court tweeting what is going on in that court. It is very much an open court. All of your business will be out of door and the world will know then. So bring it on. Bring on your defamation case. I would not sit here with such chess if I didn't think that I had a case. Simple. And I'll tell you one thing, the mistakes we made with the first defamation case that we went through, albeit that was an inadvertent victory to the other side, but it's not even a victory, because there was no bloody case. It didn't happen. It got to a certain point, a misdemeanor got thrown in, and off it went. So we've learned we've had a lot of learning since then, you know. So anyone who comes that, our thing is airtight now, and we will have representation, and things will be filed in the right place, so you guys can't slip through the back door, probably with a pedo judge. And you know what? They used to love to run back and tell the judge what I'd said about him on the live. I don't care. When are you people going to understand that I'm not a systemite? I'm not somebody who actually cares very much for the system. And there's nothing you can do to make me afraid. You can't lock me up. Been there, done that. And I'm not afraid of death. When you don't fear incarceration and you don't fear death, you tell me what power this system has over you. When are you going to figure it out that I don't business? Put that on your page, Dutty Claire Kennedy, with your fake name and your paedophilic self, getting shit wrong and always having to do damage control and backpedal. What the hell? I love the fact that the sister came on. Thank you, Shan, as well, for your contribution. Sorry about the other people that couldn't get on, but it's all about the technology. I'm not going to apologize for any disappointments, because like sister said, it ain't about them. It's not about him, really. It's about the people that have spoken to us. I think we've been here long enough and proven ourselves enough that we do not put people up unless there is evidence. And anyone that's doubted it because there was a lack of evidence on the live, usually through the passage of time, it comes to the fore that actually, do you know what, she did have evidence. But of course I did. I don't know the man. I don't care to know him. I have no agenda with this guy. All I can do is put up what people have told me and what I have seen, because it isn't just about what people say. Like the sister said, like I keep trying to get people to understand, okay? People can be very malicious, especially with people that are well known. So we have to be very, very careful indeed. Now, my hands and feet were tied because of the fear factor. because this man is connected to the damn Johnsons through his sons. I mean, what more can we say? Well, this is what I'm told, and no one's denied it. In terms of this baby mother, it's just eerily silent, because if it was untrue, why isn't she rushing on? Birmingham's a small place. I'm sure she's heard of it. I'm sure she has heard what's going on the live, and she would recognize herself from her initials. Now they're trying to say that it's not even his kids. Well, a DNA test will take care of that very well. And they do have his surname, without me having to say it. They do have his surname. So if this man has been, and actually, I do believe it's always been British law that if a child has, if an unmarried couple have a child and that child has the father's surname, the father has to be present at the registration of the birth. So that's another interesting fact, is it? You know, MF stroke MS, but MF's children have the surname Brown. So that tells me that Michael Wasifa Brown was present when this 14-year-old, 15-year-old was registering her baby. How is this acceptable? How are you guys going to tell me I ain't got no evidence? Go look it up. Yeah? You guys seem to think you know everything. Go and look it up. Go and look it up. I rest my case, people. Unless no one else is going to come on, let's put the link out one more time. I want to hear from his brother that said that he had some information. If not, I'm going to bid you farewell, and it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, we're not here for no one else but the victims. That's who we're here for. And I will be encouraging them with all my heart to be able to go to the police. They've got enough of a cohort. I do believe one person's case is stronger than the next, but it will be enough of a cohort for these women to come forward. Is it relatively new? I don't know if it's relatively new. Chan, I'm running out of time, my sister. I'm kind of, don't want to diss you or anything, sis, but yeah, I'm waiting for this brother that says he's got information and he can verify what we're saying to come on. Hopefully he will have the courage to do that and not just be a keyboard warrior. He says he can't go live. What's this? He can't go live.
They're full of shit.
Maybe ask him some questions. Why can't he go live? Maybe he'll be revealed then. Oh God, it's kind of all right. I hear you. Was she 14 or 15, brother? I didn't see the brother. Don't know if the mods can help me out here. Shan, I'm gonna kind of wrap up now, sis. Have a last word.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's nothing to say. I was just waiting for someone to come on live and to prove their point. As a man, he's not
going to come on. He's only going to answer questions from the comments, he said. So,
yeah, so let's not bother with it.
All right, no worries, Shan. Blessed love to you.
All right, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
So the question is then, my brother, I can't see the brother. What's his name in the chat? Probably not a real account. Listen, Colin Chandra, because we know you're one of them trolls. That's why you're on a fake account on Instagram. You don't want me to get raw up in here and tell you what for suck and what not to. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you're one of them. I don't, if I know what's coming to me, is that a threat? Can you guys screenshot this, please? It's all going to a central source. What do I know that's coming for me? Because it could never be a bloody defamation case. Do I look like I care? Do me a favor, man. Who do these people actually think they're dealing with? I must think you're dealing with idiots at the end of the day. You don't really believe it. If I ever know what's coming to me. Colin Chanda was on my page with 0 people, 0. It looked like the account met today. Toxic black community. Thank you, my sister. This guy's a proper waste man, if it's a guy at all. Because we know we got our haters. We know we got those that just hate Afua because they're idiots and they want the attention. You think I want this attention? Every time I say to myself, ask my children, you know what, I'm done with this. This is so rubbish and toxic and no one's listening. And we're not really getting anywhere because the whole community is still just not getting it. And then I bump into a sister, I get a DM, and I know that I've got to keep doing this, you know? Somebody says my daughter had her dad's name and we were not married. But is that a new law where the man has to be present? Because, yeah, he may not. I'm not married to my last daughter's dad, and she's got his name. But God knows he had to be there to register the birth for that to happen. That's all the point I was trying to make. You have to be there for that to happen. Is that a new law? Can someone research that and tell me? I don't know, Barry Laws. Am I going to expose the rest of the Rastafarian community? Can you tell me anything about the whole of the Rastafarian community? What are you talking about? We've already called out enough Rastaman on this page. Tell me more. Tell me more about the rest. What Rastafarian community? Do you mean in England? Because God knows. Thank you, my brother. Systemites, the bloody lot of them. Do my head in. Hold on. Oh, it's new. How new, though? It's been like that for a while. It's been like that for a good 20, 30 years, I'm sure of it. But maybe it wasn't like that nearly 40 years ago, which is, I think the oldest child is 38 or something like that. But yeah, you sure it's new? I don't believe that was new. Thank you, Mikey Culture. Systemite. Fire! Keep your voice loud and clear, Afua. Blessed love, my people. And don't listen to that paedophile. It is a paedophile. And there's a band of them that have got together, and it's attracting idiots like Kwame with his nasty self and the rest of them. It's just attracted all of them. If you look at who supports them, everyone's a wrong one. There's even like, what's her name? Brown Sugar commenting on there. She was the one that was on our page trying to tell a victim their own story because she had little dealings with some of the perpetratory people. How dare you? Especially you. Do you know what I mean? I see her liking it and whatever. It's all my haters over there. And because we'd called her out on this page, you know? Because she got exposed by a brother that came on here in Vex. Same like Hungry Benny. Because she got exposed in Vex. So they think it's all right to go and troll and give misinformation and chat rubbish. How many times is this person actually going to take down people's name and apologize? After they've told people categorically this is how it goes. People are fasting with you and you need to get your facts straight. Guys, the brother wants to be asked questions, but I can't see him. I just want to know, is it true that the woman with the initials MF, yeah, I know it's true, but you tell me how you know it's true. Can you verify that the child was 15 years old when she had a child for him? I was going to say breed, but I actually hate that word. It's very Jamaican and slavery. You can put father's name, but it won't be full details. That's facts. It will not be the full certificate. What if he's not there, you mean? Is that what you mean, Truth Hurts? We just start Afua by the looks of things. But you ain't done DNA, so how you know it's true? What? How do you know it's not true? Person's been paraded with the people they've named, very much involved with that individual, still around, still claims the use himself. Why would it not be true? Thank you, Alison Hall. Thank you. Guys, I don't think this brother is going to answer the questions. I don't think he's going to come on the live. I'm kind of sick of people being in the shadows a little bit. Not so much the victims, but people that give us information that do know certain things and stay in the shadows. It's very, very frustrating. I get the gang violence thing, but you know, it's time that a few good men stood up to these guys. That's all I'm saying, isn't it? Right, from December 2003. If you want the child's dad on the certificate, he has to be present. Before that and since, you can give your child any surname if the dad is not on the birth certificate. Okay, so that's clarified. And that might just be a little bit, yeah, I get it. So 2003. All right, fair enough. Fair dues. Yeah, it's recent, apparently. It's recent. That's what S says. I'm assuming you Googled it. Which I don't have time to do right now. In the 80s, though. Oh, it says here in the 80s as whatever says the man had to be present. Well, I don't know, because I've never had a baby father that weren't present, so I don't really know. What? Who's this? Oh my God. What's this one? Look at this, but look, watch this, you idiot people now. Hold on a minute. Can you verify that you had phone sex with Cecil when you catfished him on an account called Gabby without his consent? Me? Phone sex? I don't think so. There were certainly messages, but there certainly wasn't no phone sex. Him too lie. And I've got all the chats. I've got all the chats. How would I have had phone sex with the guy? Because then he would have known it was me, his baby mother, fool. You see these little trolls? And this is what I'm talking about. These are the types of people. People that got issues. People that think they got beef with me. I know these people. I know them from nowhere. How are you going to have phone sex with someone? Who would it be with? Me? Couldn't be me. Joker. Think about what you've just said. You guys who know the story of what this baby father, and it's clearly someone that knows him, but, you know, him and his people are not the brightest people. Let me tell you that for nothing. Do you understand me? Listen to the idiot comment. Did you have phone sex with somebody that you catfished? How are you going to have phone sex with somebody that you catfished? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all getting a bit weird, and it's Don't worry, man. We'll revisit the story of what this baby father real soon. Trust me. For those of you that missed it, you're having phone sex with somebody that you've catfished. It don't make no sense, jokers. Guys, I'm gonna ring off. Come as yourself, or don't come at all. That's all I've got to say to you people. Phone sex with somebody that that you haven't spoken to. Unbloody believable, honestly. And really and truly, please just give it up. And why are you calling yourself that name? Unbelievable. You're a jackass. Trolls, and more trolls. Right, let's see what else is in the comments before I go. Thank you, Sean. Hit the like button, sister. And we are going to all bid you good night as usual. I shall see you guys back here next week with a case that will definitely have a lot more presentable evidence, I should say, stuff that we can put on the live. And I make no apologies for tonight. As I said, it is what it is. We've done this before, and we shall do it again if it is required, because Sister J summed it up very, very nicely. It's not your life that's going to be affected with these trolls and these naysayers and people naming people. It is real people with real issues that have been totally affected, and it's their lives that we try to protect. If I have to come on here and look like I haven't got any evidence in order to protect those victims, then that's what I will do, and that is exactly what I have done tonight. But Michael ain't going to go to court. Guarantee you, the passage of time will tell, and we are going to revisit it, because if he goes to court, then it's all going to come out that actually what we're saying is true. Simple. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. Gone on way past what we expected. And I shall see you guys again next week. Look out for bulletins on the Instagram. Not going to give you any indications, but look out on the Instagram, and I shall bid you blessed love for tonight. Blessed love. Hit the like button. Subscribe if that's what you want to do. Join if that's what you want to do. Unjoin if that's what you want to do. We care not. We stand for the victims. Blessed love, people. Blessed love. There you go. Look at this one. Bye, P-led crosses. Like we don't know you. But it's all right. Skank crosses. Yeah, it's okay. Because I tell you one thing, if you're one of Cecil's people, you're about to get a big blab in your face, because I am going to dump the evidence very, very soon as to who the real abuser in that situation was. Dirty Ras crosses. Why don't you ring my phone? Do that. And I understand where Shan's coming from, because they're really upset by this. Those people, you got to laugh, innit, Shan? Look at these idiots. Step to me. That's what you need to do. Step to me. Because none of you can't come on this thing and look at me in my face and say what you're saying about crosses. You're mumma. Blessed love, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you lots.